Wade ran his fingers through his wind-blown blonde hair and heaved a long, exasperated sigh. "I guess our leisurely walk in the woods is over. I've used up what little time I had chasing this beast." "Don't listen to him, Boomer," Andi cooed to the dog. "Daddy just didn't like the workout you gave him. He's used to sitting in an office all day, isn't he?" "What's that supposed to mean?" Andi stood and faced Wade. "No offense. You seem a little winded, that's all. I assumed you don't get much exercise now that your basketball days are over." Wade couldn't tell if that was an honest observation or a dig. He might not have six-pack abs, but he worked out when he could, on occasion. "And I guess you're the epitome of good health?" Andi laughed, and the sound completely wiped away his irritation. "I wouldn't go that far. I run every day, lift weights a few times a week, play tennis when I can, but I have a weakness for cookies, and pie, and ice cream. Oh, and whiskey." "Whiskey? Not fine white wine?" Andi wrinkled her nose. "Mercy, no. Do I give off that vibe? I must be getting soft." This time Wade laughed. "You do not give off the vibe that you're soft. From what I've heard, you could take me out in a split second." "What have you heard? What does that mean?" "Oh, you know, the word on the street. The big, bad naval officer is back in town after serving time fighting the Taliban. People tend to exaggerate about people like you. I heard you killed at least half a dozen people." Andi's face went ghost white, and she took a step back. The change in her was so sudden and drastic, Wade worried she might pass out. "Andi," he reached for her. "Are you okay?" "I have to go," she said, her voice clipped. She turned on her heel and began quickly walking away. "Andi, wait!" She kept going, and Wade looked from her to Boomer. The dog sat watching her as if wondering whether to follow. "Was it something I said?" It was an offhand comment, a joke, a reference to her military career. He hadn't meant anything by it. She tried to tell herself that she was upset over nothing. But it wasn't nothing. He was able to laugh about killing people. But it was no joke to her. It was the life she had lived for the past 12 years, and it ended with her being responsible for the deaths of 16 people, even if the Navy and her sister disagreed with that assessment. Andi was just beginning to think Helena was right, that she should forgive herself and move on. But Wade's comment brought it all back. She'd been looking forward to a quiet walk in the woods, maybe some hiking up to a higher elevation, but all she wanted to do now was go back to the house and crawl into bed. She fumbled with the handle that automatically unlocked when she neared the car. She swung it open, got inside, and slammed the door shut. Jeremy's last radio communication played over and over through her mind. She rested her head on the steering wheel and closed her eyes. They were just words now. His voice was already fading in her memories. Soon, his face would begin diminishing in her thoughts and dreams. Just like with her grandparents, to whom she was so close, eventually she'd have a hard time conjuring Jeremy's smile, his big brown eyes and his dimples. The knock on the window made her jump. Her heart beat frantically in her chest. She looked over and saw Wade peering at her through the glass, his green eyes narrow and his mouth tight with worry. She jabbed at the start button and rolled down the window, but didn't say anything. She didn't want him to hear the quiver in her voice. "You okay? If I said something to upset you, I'm sorry." "It's fine. I'm fine. No need to worry." She forced a smile.